Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm going to go through the fragrances I've been enjoying in the last week or so. Just for some context, we're hopefully at the tail end of summer here in Australia, and like the end of most seasons, I think most of us are thinking about the next season and testing out some transitional fragrances when we can. It's been overcast, it's been a little bit rainy, it's been humid, so I have been venturing into some slightly heavier fragrances and really enjoying them. So if you'd like to know what they are, please keep watching. First up, and my scent of the day, is Amber Fever by Mancera. I've been loving this, loving it. It's my scent of the day, as I say. I've worn it a couple of times in the last week, and it's actually been working in these warmer temperatures. It's not the hottest temperatures, and it is a bit overcast. I'm in natural light today, and this is glorious. When I first got it, I don't feel like it smelled like what it smells like now. It's definitely settled down. I've had it for a few months. This very much has that Baccarat Rouge 540 backbone. It's not the same. It's got that backbone. It's got that airy, sugary, ambery backbone. It's not necessarily super sweet, this one. What I love about Amber Fever is it doesn't have those plasticky tones that I get from BR 540, I get from Cloud, I get from Goldfield and Banks Sunset Hour, where in the dry down it gets very plasticky. I do not get that from Amber Fever. It stays airy, warm, ambery, caramelly. In addition to that kind of backbone, Amber Fever has hazelnut. It's nutty, but the nuttiness with the caramel almost gives this a popcorn kind of feel to me. It's also got a boozy tone. I think it's whiskey in here. Yes, whiskey at the top. We got tonka bean. That's what I mostly get. I mostly get the amber, as the name suggests. I get this kind of popcorny, caramelly vibe. And the whiskey's not overwhelming at all. It's not the main thing at all. So I think that's why this one still works in warm weather. It lasts a really long time. It's not a beast of a projector, but it does last a long time. I find it amazingly comforting. It's kind of gourmand. It's got a touch of the gourmand. It's about as gourmand as I can go in the heat in this kind of season. But I'll continue to wear this. I've been absolutely enjoying it. That's Amber Fever by Mancera. Another one that I've worn so much in recent weeks, as well as the last week, is Seductive Noir by Guess. This is relatively new to my collection, and I absolutely love it. It's an aromatic vanilla, but it's an EDT, so it is not too overwhelming. Really nice, and it's not a linear fragrance. It starts off with the aromatic idea at the top. It's sage in here. I've said before, sage, it's lavender-esque. Really lovely. I find that kind of gentle aromatic quality very comforting. And the dry down is beautiful. It changes. The vanilla it's really quite a sweet. There's almost like a candied, these aren't the notes, but there's like a candied violet almost in the dry down. Lovely. I wear this during the day. I wear this of an evening sometimes. I don't find it seductive. I don't think aromatic fragrances are necessarily seductive, but this one's very comforting. And I've made a decan of this so I can take it with me very pleasant. I guess if you like aromatic vanillas, and this is an EDT, so it's not overwhelming, I definitely recommend checking out Seductive Noir by Guess. It's super affordable as well. Really, really enjoying this one. Then we have Narciso Ambre by Narciso Rodriguez. This one has been one of my most worn fragrances this spring and summer season. I got an amazingly positive compliment from this in the last week. I was going into, it must have been last Monday, I was going into a bakery, a local bakery, to pick up some pies for our lunch. And as I was going to pay, the sales assistant said, she's a young woman, and she said, "You smell absolutely beautiful." I was really taken aback. It was such a unequivocal, lovely thing for her to say. And yeah, I believe her, because this is beautiful musk with tropical flowers. The florals in here, the yellow florals, that to me they're slightly indolic. They're slightly on the turn, but that kind of works, I feel like, in the heat. This cube, the Narciso Ambre, is more tolerable in the hot weather than the Poudre cube. That one's a bit much in the heat, so I tend to wear that in cooler weather. But in the warmer weather, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's that same Poudre musk, but toned down, and it's the yellow and white florals. But yeah, I was really thrilled with that compliment. And this lasts a good 4 hours or so with really decent moderate projection. Again, that kind of musky powdery quality, if it's not too much, I think it can really work well in the heat. Makes you feel wonderful and clean. That's Narciso Rodriguez Ombre. Narciso Ombre. This one is a perennial favorite. It's Sensuous by Estée Lauder. This has been my pick for a bedtime scent, and I'm getting to the end of this bottle. It's a beautiful, creamy sandalwood fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful. Lotiony, definitely lotiony. It's like a body lotion with sandalwood. Ever so slightly ambery. This is an all year round beautiful scent. It's been around for a long time. So comforting, so relaxing, so calming. It lasts a reasonable amount of time. The projection's only intimate, but that's what you want, I think. Really relaxing, really peaceful, and when I go through this bottle, I will certainly be getting another one. That is Sensuous by Estée Lauder. And finally, we have, tiny little writing on there, we have from Hermes, this is Le Jardin de Monsieur Lee. Le Jardin de Monsieur Lee. Mr. Lee's garden. This is delightful. I got this originally to take away on holiday. It is so beautiful. It's an amazing citrus scent. It's an EDT. The citrus in here is kumquat. They're those little oranging colour. They're very small citrus fruits. I remember them from childhood. I can remember my mum making kumquat marmalade. And this smells exactly like that. They're much more tart. The kumquats are much more tart than any type of orange or mandarin. They're kind of like a tiny little mandarin maybe mixed with a grapefruit, something like that. There's quite a very fresh tart zing to it. So that's the citrus in here. It's also got some beautiful jasmine. There's mint. Really, really nice. This lasts a good while on the skin too, in hot weather. This is kind of the perfect hottest of days scent. It is citrusy. The citrus dies down a little bit, maybe after an hour, and then you're left with this slightly creamy, ever so slightly soapy jasmine. The jasmine isn't screaming at all. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful, really refined. I'm keen to do a video on citruses that aren't boring, and I'll be doing that soon, hopefully. This comes into that category. This would be what prompted that video. It's not boring. It also lasts very, oh, and feminine. It's a citrus that's feminine. That's another important thing to say. I think some of these highly citrus fragrances can lean a little bit masculine. That's not in here. And the mint isn't like putting your face in a bunch of mint. Not at all. Not at all. It just lends it a freshness. Fantastic. That's from Hermes. It's Le Jardin de Monsieur. Love this a lot. And they are the fragrances I've been wearing in the last week. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you're doing well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.